All right. Hello and happy new moon. Welcome to the temple. So, in preparation for this live reading right now, I want to ask that whatever intentions you may have already set for this new moon, whatever expectations you have for this new cycle, whether you're really feeling them and you're so certain that this thing is on its way, or if you feel like you have no idea what's to come, whatever feelings are in there, whatever thoughts are in there, just let them go. Empty your vessel, empty yourself, empty your mind, clear the space. Allow your mind to reflect the newness of the moon, which makes the sky go completely dark. Everything right now is completely dark. When it is the time of the new moon, it's a time for getting in touch with that innermost space, that deepest part of ourself. It's our connection to our source. It's really going within, going into that darkness to let go of any preconceived ideas that we have about things, to let go of any thoughts that our ego is trying to keep us attached to really just empty and allow the truth to fill us up. So I invite you to do that right now. Whatever is in there, seemingly good or bad, breathe it in and then breathe it out. Let it go. Okay, so right now, I am asking that the faces that are shown in this reading will reveal to us what we have ahead of us for this moon cycle. Please show us what is ahead, what challenges, if any, what are the allies, what are the tools at the front of our spiritual tool belt right now, our ethereal tool belt. What do you have for us? You guys want to put your intention into it, maybe say your name or see your name in this deck here, see your face on the deck. It's for all of us. It's for the collective. We're all in this together. We are all united at the core. Okay. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. So, I'm being guided to pull something else, so I'm going to just pull a couple more here. Bear with me. One. Okay, here we go. Okay, the past, I pulled a card for the past. What has brought us here? It's the 10 of Cups. Cups is the suit of water and emotions. 10 is the ending and new beginning. It's culmination. So the 10 of Cups would be success in emotional affairs, success of the heart. Okay? These people are clearly happy, they're under a rainbow, the kids are dancing. Happiness, fulfillment. Perhaps whatever's about to be revealed in the cards is a result of this. Maybe many of you, I know I have experienced this in the most recent past, feeling really fulfilled emotionally, feeling like I really accomplished some journeys of the heart maybe that I've been traveling for a while. Maybe there were some heart paths that I've been traveling, and I feel like I have reached the end of some of those paths. And I don't want to say end, there's always a new beginning. You know, that's what the number 10 represents, endings and new beginnings. But I feel that accomplishments have been achieved in my relationships, in my emotional affairs. So that is the card of the past collectively. So I would love to know how that resonates with you. Please feel free to share at any point. Okay, and then I'm going to pull the future. And then after I pull the future, I'll pull what's in between. Okay. Very interesting. We have the 8 of Cups in the future. So another Cups card. So we have the 10 and we have the 8. The 8 of Cups. As you can see, there are 8 cups there below. And there's a missing one right here for the 9th cup, right? And 9 is the end. 9 is the end, and the 10 is the ending and the potential of the new beginning. So what we're missing is the 9. We have the 8 and we have the 10 so far in the reading. While the 10 is that ending and new beginning, the 8 is in pursuit of that fulfillment. The 8 is in pursuit of the 9. It's like, okay, I'm stopping, I'm pausing, I'm reflecting upon my emotional work that I've been doing. These things represent all of my emotional work, those things that I'm giving my power to, my energy, my heart power. And it's like, okay, I'm really seriously evaluating all of the work that I've been putting in. Is it worth it to keep giving my energy to these pursuits? Should I stick it out, although it may be challenging? Is there work still to be done here? Or should I turn my back and walk away in pursuit of that 9th cup, that fulfillment, somewhere else? But it's really about being honest with yourself in that reflection and that self-evaluation. Like, okay, really, it's not about the physical circumstance. It's not about if I'm here or there. The universe doesn't care about time or space. That's the illusion. It also is what makes our reality so special. So it's really about tuning into your heart and asking, where am I needing to put my energy? It doesn't matter what it looks like to anyone else. It doesn't matter what it looks like to the physical eye, but what does it look like to the third eye in connection to my heart? Should I stay where I am and keep giving it my best? Is that going to be best for the highest good of everything as one? Or is it time to walk away? And something that helps to walk away from a situation that maybe you've really given so much to, something that helps is to remember that the work that you do of the heart, the work that you do in spirit is never lost. It doesn't matter where you carry your feet. It doesn't matter where you carry yourself to. Whatever work you do in spirit goes with you lifetimes. So you can never really walk away because the work that you do within is carried with you, right? So be honest with yourself. If you feel like you need to walk away from something, really tune into your heart. If you feel that, yes, go for it wholeheartedly. Know that it's okay. You can't ever really walk away from anything that's real. It's carried within your heart forever. So it looks like we're approaching this. This is the future. And what's in between? So where we are at presently, I'm going to pull that. I'm going to pull where we're at presently. I'm going to pull a challenge of the present. Okay, something that is wanting to be worked through in order to get to this important time of reevaluation, which needs to happen if we want to feel emotionally fulfilled. Okay, so if we want to get to this level of clarity, to be able to genuinely and righteously figure out what it is we're supposed to be doing with our energy. Should I stay or should I go? If we want that level of clarity to be able to even access this opportunity, we're going to have to look at where we're at right now, what the challenge is currently, and also I pulled an ally card. So what is our ally tool, our ally card to help us get through that challenge? Okay, so present. Woo! The Chariot. This is a collective card for sure, for sure. I've been pulling it for a lot of readings. I pulled it for myself just yesterday. Whew. This is where we're at right now. It's a major arcana card, which means it's a major revelation. Something really important is going on with us right now. It looks like we are finally accessing this true confidence. We're finally feeling empowered, self-empowered. We're finally being charged up by the most sustainable source, which is self. Because we know that we're all one self. Our individual self is connected to the collective self, this God self. And that's where the confidence is coming from. And that confidence is what is going to drive us forward. See, he's in this chariot, but it's not horses, they're sphinxes. Okay, and then he's got like the stars, the celestial top there. And there are no reins in his hands. So clearly this is an ethereal card. It's much more than just, taking the reins. It's taking the reins of your life through true understanding. of who we are and why we're here and what our source of power truly is. That's how we really take the reins in a sustainable way, knowing that we're headed in the right direction. So this is what we're embodying right now is the Chariot. That's super powerful. We're no doubt going to make it far with that card right now. Ooh, and the Challenge card. Remember, I said there's going to be a challenge if we want to break through to get to that point of clarity to be able to really evaluate where our path should be headed. And that challenge is the Lovers. Second major arcana card. The two major arcana cards so far are right next to each other. Okay. The Lovers is not always about lovers. Sometimes it is. I mean, often it is in our reality because relationships are where we do the most work. Reflections of self, right? It's the best way to bounce ideas off of each other, to grow, to see ourselves and others from many different angles. So oftentimes it is lovers, people, relationships, but not always. What this card represents is the challenge of needing to decide between two different attractions, two different things. Which path is going to produce the most sustainable good? For everything is one. And so we have two cards next to each other that are very similar, the Lovers and that Eight of Cups. Both of these cards are asking us to reevaluate where we're putting our energies. Is this really the best for me, for the larger me of which we're all a part? I thank you for doing this, going through this process and considering me as you. Thank you for doing the work. We're in this together. So it's interesting, right? There's obviously a theme here that we're stepping into. There's a challenge we're experiencing right now, which is this Lovers card. Okay, how do I make a decision? How do you do that? You tune into your heart. You know. It's either one or the other. You know. You have a knowing. If you can put aside the emotions after fully feeling them, fully feel them, let them guide you to an understanding of, A and B, the two things you're trying to decide between. Yeah, of course, use your emotions as your gift. But then put them aside. Don't let them decide for you. Just allow them to reveal things. Allow them to give you a deeper look into the situation and your connection to each of those things in the situation. But then set them aside. And when you set them aside and you use your logic in balance with that emotion, right? When you bring the right and left side together in harmony and use them efficiently, then you can make the correct decision. So what do you feel? Feel that first, then set it aside. Okay, what are the pros and cons? What will produce the longest lasting good effects? In your heart of hearts what is right. And so now that we have this confidence in us, it's time to face those two attractions. It's time to make a decision. Okay. Once we do that, we will then access that clarity that we need to receive the opportunity to evaluate where we're putting our heart's work into. We can't look at this yet until we make that decision because we don't even know what we're deciding about. It's way too confusing when we're trying to do this process with multiple things. Pick one. Pick one thing to focus on. And then ask, how do I go about it? Is it by continuing to stay in the situation I've been in, or is it maybe turning around and seeking this fulfillment elsewhere? But first you have to decide what your goal is. What is your intention? This is always the case. If you move through life without an intention, you're in trouble. It's not going to be as fun. That's for sure. So yeah, be intentional. But in order to be intentional, again, you have to make a decision, right? You have to make a decision. You have to be concise. And then you can process how you've been giving your energy, and you can say, hey, now that I've made this choice, I see my current circumstances in life. Am I in a place that supports me achieving this goal? I am. I actually am. I'm just in the perfect place to do this work and call that in. Great. Then you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay right where you are and continue doing the work. And although it may be hard work and, hard, whatever that means to you, it will be rewarding because now you're clear. Now you have that clarity. Now you have that focus. You have an intention. You chose this path and not that. So you cleared that out of the way. And when you have that focus and intention, it makes the work more enjoyable. It makes the work play. You feel good about it because you know why you're doing it. Your whys are everything. Okay, let's see what the ally is for getting through this challenge of choosing between this path and that. Woo! That's crazy, honestly. Honestly, the Tower! And this is the third major arcana card of the reading. So it's very interesting. I want to show you what this looks like because it's really powerful. It's very interesting that the first card passed and the last card in this sequence here are not major arcana cards. So the past and the future are not major arcana. But the present, the challenge in the present, and the gift of the present are all major arcana. So let me show you what it looks like. So, not a major arcana, not a major arcana. Boom, boom, all three major arcana in the center. So what this tells me is that right now is a really pivotal time. Oh God, isn't that true in every moment? But right now, this new moon, because really it is so in alignment with everything is in alignment. Everything is connected. And so the moon is just one reflection of all of this. And so what this is telling me in connection to this new moon is that right now is such an important time to go within and really set our intentions, to be intentional, to remember that we're creating. And of course, that would be the most important time because whatever manifests from that, whatever the physical manifestations aren't nearly as important because they all begin in here. They all begin in here in the dark, right? Just like the new moon. So of course it makes sense that right now in this present time that, the whole reason I'm even doing this reading at this time is because now is the time to be aware. Be aware. Be here now. Snap into it, not out of it. Snap into it. Be present. Now is the time to plant those seeds. Now is the time to set your intentions and hold on to them. Get clear. Okay, so the Tower being the ally, this is the last card, and then I'll do a summary of this reading. The Tower is how we're going to get through the Lovers card as the challenge. So again, the challenge being the Lovers is deciding between two things. So how does the Tower help that? Well, the Tower is a very abrupt turn on your path. It's a change of pace. It's a shock. It's a total change of direction in your inner world and manifesting in your outer world. So shit can be really chaotic. It can be a little crazy. It can seem like, oh no, like here we go. I didn't expect this. Here we go into the unknown. And know that this is going to happen. This is always going to happen. It's a part of life. It's a part of the deck. It's a part of life. The tarot deck embodies all of the situations we could possibly go through in life on our journey from the darkness to the light. And the Tower is in the major arcana, which means it is one of the most powerful lessons in the deck. And it's something that we're going to always have to keep in mind. It's something that we're constantly going to be experiencing. And what that is a turn in the path that maybe we didn't see. A complete disruption. And when I say disruption, that word can kind of create an uncomfortable feeling for a lot of people. Oh, disruption, that's negative. No, it's how you look at it. How do you want to perceive it? Disruption can be very good because sometimes when we don't know what's best for us or we don't have the courage to pull the rug out from under our own feet, we need the universe to do it for us. So it can be a lot easier and a lot more gracefully navigated when we know this truth. When we don't necessarily expect it, but we understand what that is, and when it happens to us, we can accept it as for our highest good. Not just for us, but for everybody. So it looks like there's going to be a rearranging, and what I'm feeling from that is that we need to keep an open mind and know that it is for our highest good, and know that this change, this complete shift is what's going to help us decide from, between thing A and thing B. I feel actually even more coming in about that. I feel that it's our decision to choose between A and B is going to be made a lot easier when we consider that our life is about to change. When we just consider it, most likely we'll be able to even see in what way it's about to change. It's as though the seed has already been planted, and if we just meditate on it for a minute, it becomes clear. Oh, I see. That's the change that is about to happen. I knew that was coming. That's on its way. And it's good. And I know now that I should accept this as good. I should allow it to just gracefully move through me. I'm not going to resist it. I'm going to consider that, hey, you know what? Maybe it was time for this. You know what? Maybe I knew it all along. And know that whatever this big change is that's coming, this big shift is that's coming, that is what is going to help make your decision way easier. Your decision between A and B is going to be made a lot clearer when this big shift happens. Because right now, we're on the verge of that shift. So who you are right now is not who you're about to be. So hang tight. Don't stress yourself out. Don't pull your hair out over making, a decision between this path or that. Know that there's something that's going to dramatically change in your life, in my life, in our collective life really soon. And that's going to help us narrow the choices down and really pick the one that's going to be the best for us. And because this is a collective reading, it's just very clear to me. And I'll tell you why in the summary. So let's look at the cards one more time. In the past, we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, that's fulfillment, joy, feeling good in our heart with our relationships, with our connections. That was the past, okay? So that brought us to here. That empowerment of the heart is what gave us the strength to approach the situation that we're in now, okay? So that's where we were. We're headed toward this opportunity to, let me do it this way. We're headed toward the opportunity to reevaluate where we're putting our energies and how we're using them. But in order to do that, we have to know what situation are we inquiring about. Like, oh, should I stay here or should I go there to fulfill blank, this goal? Well, in order to get here, we need to figure out what the goal is. And it looks like we're having to decide between two things because this is our challenge. We feel like we're being pulled between two things, two different directions. And it's time to choose so that we can really fine-tune how it is we are setting up our plan to achieve that goal. We can't fine-tune the plan. We can't seriously consider if how we're using our energy right now is efficient in looking at whatever that end goal is that we desire to manifest, because we don't know what the end goal is. If you're struggling between picking two things, then you can't. First choose a path. Right now, we are embodying the Chariot. This is where we're presently at. We have the confidence we need. We have the passion. We're ready to go. We are on fire. So that's great. That's great for any situation. And as you can see, that would be great for the situation we're in now, because we have the confidence we need to move forward in making a decision. We trust that right now we are supercharged. We got it all. We're ready to move forward quickly. But in order to do that, we need to choose which path. And so when we have that motivation, we have that confidence, it makes it a lot easier to say, okay, it's time to choose. I got to just do this because I got all this energy. And if I don't use it now, I'm going to explode. And again, the ally, the card to remember to get through this challenge is the Tower. So knowing that big change, disruption, can be a very good thing. It could help wake us up from that slumber we've self-induced. This state of ignorance that we sometimes put ourselves in because we're scared or we're uncomfortable or we're nervous about the unknown and the change that is to come. So as a collective, we have come to this place of empowerment of the heart. We've been connecting, we've been opening, we've been really successful in the pursuits of the heart. And that is what brought us to this opportunity now to be able to really fine-tune our path. As a collective, we're about to experience a big change of events. Big changes are coming, not just in our individual lives, but also in our individual lives. But I do feel like there's some events that are about to come forth, some things that are about to be revealed that are going to affect us all as not only a human family, but all the creatures, all the beings. So we're very empowered right now. We are sitting in the Chariot, the ethereal, magical Chariot. We're ready to go. We're supercharged. So let's face the paths that we are considering. Okay, we have path A and path B. In order to choose, we're going to be patient and know that there's information about to be revealed that's going to make the path way more clear. Then when we choose that path as a collective, we're going to really have to consider if how we've been using our power, how we've been exchanging our power is beneficial toward that goal. And if it is, cool, we're ready to dig in deep. We're ready to really stick by that and give it our all, because now we're clear on our focus. We're all in it together and we're clear on it together. Okay, so it's like where our collective third eye is eye on the prize. And again, this is all happening now, so don't jump the gun. It's unfolding as it should in right timing. Most likely by the light of the full moon is when the opportunity will be revealed to make that choice as to which path we want to pursue. And then the future, which I see as foreshadowing the next moon cycle, will be all about that, considering, are we most efficiently using our energies right now or not? And if not, it's okay to walk away and pursue it elsewhere. So I hope you enjoyed the new moon reading. I'm definitely feeling ready to set my intentions, to meditate on everything that just came through. But I really do feel this Chariot card. I do feel like I've got a lot of built up energy and I'm ready to use it. So I'm glad that the cards showed us that the way in which we're going to be able to use that is by first picking a path, first getting clear, and then we'll be able to use all of that goodness, all of that power toward achieving those goals for the greatest good of all of us, of everything, of everybody as one.